It's Friday, so if you've been watching this week, you know we have been featuring ways to beat the heat at Florida's largest home show and introducing you to some of the people and companies who you can talk with in the expo hall at the Florida State Fairgrounds. Well, that concludes today with the one and only wall wizard, Brian Santos. Brian, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, we have a lot going on, beat the heat.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I'd bring some products that are really interesting that sort of help with the properties of risk mitigation as far as mold and mildew, as about heat transfer, all these different things. So I want to start with some of the products.
Sure.
Right off the bat. The one on the far over there is a self-cleaning paint. It's called Refresh. Yes, it actually has a Teflon in it, and so as it rains, which it does here in Florida, it actually self-cleans the material, and so that's great. Duration is always good for good hide and scrubbability, especially interiors. That's good, but it also has antimicrobial properties, which means that it won't allow any bacteria or any other nasty things to grow. Latitude, which is a really great, it's for temperature differences, and it has a thermodynamic property. Ooh.
I was going to say, and temperature differences. Hello, that's us a lot of times.
You can paint all the way down to 30 degrees and all the way up to 120. Hello, Tampa Bay. Okay. And it really is one of those kind of things. Also, another technology that's really interesting is the basically a self-preserving material, and which means that if it dinks, it actually closes back up on itself, which is phenomenal. Think about
really the stuff that is like happening now with paint is incredible in my opinion.
We call it nano ceramic technology. This is a brand new field. It's a urethane-based material. One of the things that's really interesting. This says it's a skylight paint, but this is a thermal paint, which means it reflects the sun's energy, the ultraviolet radiation, and it cools your house down, which is the whole point.
Beat the heat.
Beat the heat.
There you go.
Now, a couple of additives you can actually add to your paint. You can add this one here, which is a insecticide. So if you have a lot of bugs, up in your porch, the last 5 years, and it stops all the wood, the daubers, and all the other stuff. Also, mold and mildew. We were talking about.
Those.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? If I showed you a picture of my porch, none.
Seriously. And all you do, you can add this to any paint?
That's correct. Yeah, that's the orange one. The green one is actually a mold and mildew killer. And again, my house, we have our two best. Our state bird is a mosquito. Our state, flag is mildew. So this will actually kill the mildew inside of it. And so these are things you can, in addition to good products, you can actually add things to make it better.
I love that. I thought I was fancy when I just added glitter into paint. Look at this stuff. This is taking the cake. Hey, let's talk primers though real fast, because I want to make sure. Let's talk the importance of, I know they're also starting to get classifications and how they can help, right?
Well, one thing is the eco-friendliness of them. There's a lot of CHVs, which are the propellants that are being neutralized now, so we're not getting a lot of ozone breakdown, although climate change, and that is a real thing. So we're starting to see nitrogen fused materials that actually shoot out and are energy efficient, as well as they don't destroy the environment. So we have things like blocking primers. This is an overhead. If you have a stain up in your ceiling, you want to use an overhead primer, and then also shellac base. The other one is over here underneath my hat, which is a mold blocking primer, and it actually has a mildewcide built in that stops the biological reactions on a surface. So that's a really cool thing. Other little simple things too.
Yeah, please.
Be sure you always caulk around all doors and windows and so forth. We lose a tremendous amount of energy, upwards of almost a window size per home of air transference that's coming out and in through the cracks around your windows. So not only do we want to seal with a latex caulk on the inside, but we want to use a siliconized material on the outside.
You know what? We are almost out of time. We've got just seconds left. As always, where can people stay in touch with you? Because you share these tips. You want people to know these things.
Yeah, you know what? The best place to come down to Florida's largest home show. I have the Wizards Workshop there, and I'll be happy to bring your pictures, bring your problems. That's what I'm there for. I do 3 shows a day, and just become a part of the whole aspects of home improvement.
There we go. And don't forget, today is Free Friday, everybody. So make sure and mention ABC Action News. You don't have to pay, and go in and say hi to my friend Brian there while you're at it. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Natalie.